I hope everyone's doing good. We're opening DB first today because I need my deck on screen. Hello everyone, how are you all doing? We're back for another Yu-Gi-Oh stream of Yu-Gi-Oh Gaming. We'll open Master Duel here in a minute, but before we get to Master Duel, I wanted to go over... I played at Locals yesterday. I had like a thread on Twitter, X rather. I'll never get used to that. Where I played this list at my Locals yesterday. You know what, I will go ahead and open Master Duel now just so I have some ambient noise because I don't want any dead air. I kinda just want some music going in the background while I talk. I'll go ahead and get in just so I'm in. That's on the main screen. Music. Alright, that should be better, hopefully. So... Alright. So... I played at Locals yesterday. The list you see on screen here on DB is the actual paper list I took Locals. I went 2 wins, 2 losses, so I didn't like top or anything. I did win some packs, but I want to say despite 2 wins, 2 losses is still like not like bad. Like I wouldn't call it like horrible, at least for my standards, because my standards is usually me just like losing like 4 times in a row. Usually I count myself lucky to win one match. So this is my Libromancer, Cyberse Libromancer, Cyberse Sage list that I play at Locals. Again, the list hasn't changed much since the last when I last played this. Only thing that's really changed has been like just some like ratios and stuff. Mostly the fact that I play Baylor instead of Imperm. I might change my side in the future to have more hand traps because this is a format where board breakers aren't good anymore. So I may stop siding the Dark Rulers eventually, for like more hand traps. Because in the current format, like board breakers are getting a lot worse than they were. So that's just my note on my deck. And I am playing 42 cards now, so I can play Displaced. Displaced actually won me a few games, actually. I decided to run Displaced since I'm on Origin Story, and I have Doombroker. I can regularly get both Intervention and Displaced set, or either or of them. And Displaced actually came up for me a few times. It actually won me a few games. It came up during, like, my first round match, which I'll talk about in a minute here. So, as for how Locals actually went, so, round 1, I played against Evil Eye. I'm just gonna... I probably should just pull up my Twitter thread. Oh, my X thread, rather. I did win some prizing, as you can see. And there's my actual physical cards. So first round I won, it was a win against Evil Eye. Like, I'm really surprised because the Evil Eye support, like, is pretty crazy. Like, I was really surprised by, like, Basiltress and, like, some of the new Evil Eye stuff. Like, he made a Shuriken at one point. And that was kind of a problem. He made some Link monster. Evil Eye, is it actually an Evil Eye thing, or is it, like... Oh yeah, he made Zerziel, and that kind of killed me once. Along with Saraziel and the Eye. So basically, game 1, I won the die roll, but he had Droll and I didn't have an out. So, and he couldn't get lethal on his turn, but I couldn't play through Selene, a Selene equipped Saraziel and the Basiltress. I had to actually use Libromancer Displace to survive the turn. I was actually able to delay his line a little bit by using Displace to steal Saraziel before it equipped Selene, but he just equipped Selene the following turn and killed me that way. Because you actually have a small window of which you can use Libromancer Displace to steal Selene, to steal Saraziel when he's resolving his first effect. Before he gets equipped with Evil Eye and Selene becomes untargetable. Game 2, he drolled again, but I drew the cross out. I sighted in my cross out and my droll, and I drew the cross out, and that worked out. And he couldn't beat... I also opened full combo, and he couldn't play through 4 Dark Fluid negates. Because Dark Fluid contested the Saraziel. And the Saveworm contested the Evil Eye spells. The Evil Eye search spell. The good one. Which one is it? What was the search spell he used? Oh yeah, Evil Eye Unleashed. I negated Evil Eye Unleashed by banishing the Saveworm. And game 3, he went first, set up Saraziel with Evil Eye of Selene, but I sided into Kaijus. I just sided in my Kaijus and my Dark Ruler. I opened Gamciel Kaiju. I opened Kaiju Dark Ruler Circular. I opened Kaiju Dark Ruler Circular and E-Telly for Geek Boy, and I think I also had an Availer. So yeah, that was kind of a hard hand to beat going second. Round 2, I just lost to Branded. I did win one match. The first game I couldn't contest Mirror Jade plus Rinbrum, plus they had a Bestials to prevent me from going for Math Deck plays. Game Game 2, I went first and did my normal board. I got to IP plus super factorial plus intervention. I didn't even need to make Dark Fluid or Singularity or anything because when I resolved Super Fac, I ripped Branded Fusion and they scooped. Because I ripped the Branded Fusion because I went Super Fac right after they searched for Fusion. And then I resolved Laplation and I did my hand rip and I got the Fusion. They didn't shuffle their hand very good. Like, they were kicking themselves saying they didn't shuffle their hand good enough. Then game 3 I just lost because I ran out of time. Game 3 kind of went kind of long. I was kind of just trying to trading evenly with the Mirror Jade and the Rinbrum. And I just couldn't keep up with their resource loop and it went to time and I had less life points. Round 3, I won 2-0 against Nordics. I was actually kind of scared of what Nordic could actually do. Like, they had the crazy Nordic link, but they were mostly like setting like relics in the back row relics, like Svalin and stuff, and Gungnir. But my deck is like crazy good against back row. Like, Laplation was hard for them to deal with. Firewall Dragon Singularity was worth its weight in gold in this matchup. Because making Singularity and then just going end phase, bounce all your relics, meant that he could never resolve Swallen against me. And also, because of the pop, monster pop from Laplation, like, and intervention, Libro intervention, I could guarantee an Acer was never hitting the board. I could guarantee he was never going to be able to synchro. Oh, I cited Ghost Ogre as well. Yeah, that's right. I cited a Ghost Ogres against him, and they were pretty good. Especially for contesting the link. To get the link off the board. Then round 4, I just lost 1-2 to Swole. I actually won game 1 because I had Singularity plus Libro Trap plus Intervention plus Super Factorial. Because I Bailered his Moe, so he could only really make Shishao. Because he had Wang, but because I Bailered Moe, he could only make Shishao. So he was like Shishao, Blackout, one more set pass, and Singularity claps that in the end phase. Game 2, I lost to a misplay, a really bad one, where I didn't... I'm trying to remember. It was either a Tenyi or a Sword Soul monster with a Grave Effect I didn't call by. That cost me the game there. The game 3 where I lost the time, there was like some shenaniganry that happened. There was like this rulings dispute where he tried to argue I was cheating because I accidentally set my hand down a bit too close to some set back row. There was like a whole huge judge issue saying that he thought he saw me like swap the set card with a card in my hand. And that didn't happen. The judge had to calm him down. The entire time this guy was misgendering me. But eventually when I kept when I tried to stick up for myself, he eventually said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know," and played the clueless cis person, because they people generally know about the rulings update about how you can't misgender people at Yu-Gi-Oh events anymore. And so he tried to play it off like he just didn't know. "Oh, I just didn't know what your pronouns were. I can't tell at a glance." But the judge was not buying it. Which I appreciate. So he actually got a bigger warning than I did for accidentally setting my hand a little too close to my set back row. So I did make more of an effort to set my hand further away from that point on. But I ended up losing that game. That was the last round anyway. And the crappy thing is that exacerbated me so much, because that took a while and it ate a lot of my clock. And then game 3, after being exacerbated and dealing with all this, like I didn't play quickly enough. I think I have like a line to maybe even out the life points to maybe at least force a draw. But I just didn't play well enough. I was on tilt. Not just on tilt. Well, like I was still kind of bothered by that whole situation, and it ended up costing me the game. So. But it felt nice that I was able to at least get 2 wins and walk away with a little bit of pricing. As you can see, I won the Farfa card. The only pull out of my packs out of any kind of knowledge was I pulled the Farfa card. But yeah, this is what I played. I actually think this deck is still good. Like, people clown on like Pure Math deck for being bad now because, oh, you lose to Drone Lockbird. Well, so do a lot of other decks. And honestly, the Libros actually help Math deck. And just having the Libros is just gives you a much higher ceiling. Because you have ways to play around other hand traps that Pure Math deck would lose to. Like, you're not as Ash vulnerable, and you're not as Impervailer vulnerable. You have a little more extension. It's just Droll and Nibiru are the problems, and that's why you have to play cross out. Especially in this format where everybody is got to be on Droll in some capacity because of cash. Because it's good in the cash, it's good, like a lot of people are even maining Droll now because they're so scared of Revolution Synchron. They're so scared of the new Synchron deck out of Dune. But I actually think, all things considered, I did pretty well. And I got handed, like, I thought the Nordic deck was sick. I thought the Evil Eye deck was really sick. I still can't believe people are still playing Sword Soul. I'm happy I didn't run the cash the entire tournament. I didn't run the cash, I didn't run the Pearly. I assumed that if people were on it, they were at the top tables. I didn't run the cash and Pearly at all. I played against... I would say I played against at least 2 cool decks. The Evil Eye and the Nordic are cool. Losing to Branded kind of sucks, and losing to Sword Soul kind of sucks, but it's whatever. I'm more upset about the Branded loss more than anything else. Like, I think in Game 3 against Branded, I could have potentially won that game if I had just played smarter around the Branded stuff, but I think they did a Super Poly at one point that really set me back and was hard to recover from, and that's why I lost in time. Honestly, please just fucking ban Super Poly. It's just too ridiculous. But that is how my locals went. Unfortunate transphobia, but at least the judge stuck up for me and like wasn't buying his clue the clueless this person excuse. So that was nice. I had fun.